So hey guys, Chad here with Real Experience Ball Reviews, Team Rex. Be sure to subscribe to the channel, like the video, give us a thumbs up. Today we are at Spectrum Entertainment Complex. Big shout out to them for letting us use the beautiful VIP room here. Also want to say thanks to Motobolin. We're going to be throwing a few new releases in the video, but what I really want to focus on today is going to be some tips and techniques that might help you improve your game. What I'm going to walk you through here is some of the different changes that I've learned and I've incorporated with my game to just help make subtle changes to my ball roll, my reaction shape, or even my ball speed. And I want to walk you through these to help you guys become a little bit more versatile, stay competitive in some of your leagues and your tournaments, especially as you bowl on different patterns or shot shapes start to change. Some of these changes that you make in your ball roll, your ball speed, as well as your targeting, little changes can all add up to big things for your game. So check it out. All right, so to get started, we're going to throw Pride Liberty, which is kind of my benchmark ball. This is going to hopefully show a lot of the different changes that we can do and adjustments we make. So my normal hand position, I do like to start with my wrist a little bit turned and a little bit cupped. By doing this, I want to try to have relaxed thumb pressure, feel the ball more on my fingers. So this is kind of my normal shot. All right, so we got lined up there, and over the years, it's something that I've just kind of found a comfort zone with my hand and my wrist in that position, take some of the pressure off of my wrist and just allows me to get those proper feel points that I was talking about. But one of the things that we can do, or that I can do, and maybe it's something you guys can work out as well, we had that shot there. Let's say that we maybe don't want to cover as many boards. Let's say we want to go a little bit tighter with our angles, maybe control the break point. So in doing so, I'll take that same type of hand position, but instead of being tilted in as much, I'm going to straighten my hand out and use a little bit more wrist cup. So by not having the same type of tilt, it's probably going to see the ball check up earlier and more controlled. And go a little straighter. So by doing that, that could be an adjustment that if you maybe start to feel like the pattern is going a little bit too long, or you start to run into some carry down, if that normal release point starts to get a little bit over under, then going to a release like that, it gets the ball to react sooner. It also makes it a little more forward and kind of controls the break point. So that's one of the things that we can do. Another thing, if we're trying to play really straight, this might help on shorter patterns, or it's something you can do just to get into a part of the lane, maybe that most people don't. Now let's see what happens. We're going to go all the way straight with the wrist here. We're going to back it down and be pretty flat. This is going to make us be a little bit more up the back of it, a little bit more equal pressure with fingers and thumbs, so we're not going to get around the side of it as much. It's going to be a lot straighter, a lot less hook. So we'll kind of throw that one again just to kind of dial it in, but we are at least with that shot, probably now from where I lined up, we're at least about 10 boards right. We're still pretty close with the same ball. But again, not every situation, not every shot is going to call for the biggest wheel that you got. So again, straighter hand, a little bit more equal pressure, not as cupped. Also the finger placement, we're going to be tighter between our fingers on the ball. Instead of being out here, if you do this with your index finger, definitely gives you more leverage to come around it. By keeping everything a little bit tighter, my hand's going to be straighter. We're going to fly out of this a lot quicker with a lot less side roll. Missed my messenger. But with that one, I mean, you see a lot tighter ball roll, a lot more continuous. I mean, that one from where we started with that ball easily allows me to use the same about 10 boards right. So if you just have a ball that you're really comfortable with and don't want to get out of, or if you just want to find a zone that maybe other people aren't playing on the pattern. So the opposite now, when we want to go further left, maybe you want to create a little more leverage, a little more side roll, a little bit more length. So we're back even about 5 left to where we started. Again, normal hand position is here, little tilt, little cup, finger placement all the way out. Now we're really going to tilt the wrist, drive that finger out, and by doing so, we're going to get more axis tilt on it. That's going to create more length, more down lane hook. Now we can go further in. We can go around the pattern with the same ball we were using. So you see by doing that, you see the colors of the ball swirling a lot more. We got a lot more side roll. Doing that, that allowed us from my normal shot to even go another 4 or 5 left, really open up the angle. If I throw that same shot in that zone with my normal hand, not as tilted and not as cupped, that ball's not going to make the corner. It's not going to go. That could just be the difference between, again, staying in the better part of the pattern, or it could be the difference between that soft corner pin and that split 8-9 there. So, and then lastly here, we're going to kind of work on ball speed a little bit. So my normal position with my kind of 4.5 step approach, we're right about here. Now if I want to play with my ball speed to slow it down, to shorten everything up, I'm going to go about a full step up. I'm going to really shorten my steps and slow my foot speed down. What this is going to do is take away maybe 1 mile an hour or 2 of ball speed. But again, that just could be the difference between taking away some of that over-under or letting the ball react better on longer, heavier, fresher patterns. So again, shorter, slower steps, same type of release. So in doing so off of the last one, same type of alignment right there, same type of shot. But by doing so, taking that little bit of ball speed away, you see that ball pick up about 2 or 3 boards more. It's not a big difference, but again, it could just be that little bit that maybe helps you out on some of these patterns and some of these transitions. If we want to increase ball speed, or at least if I do, again, normal position right here. If we want to throw it a little bit harder, we're going to do the opposite. I'm going to start a little bit further back just to give myself a little bit more room, take some bigger steps, kind of build up a little more momentum. Again, we're probably going to increase that ball speed maybe 1 mile an hour or 2, but that could be the difference between on this straighter line or that shorter, higher friction pattern that just helps you stay lined up. So going back to that straighter look that we had a few shots ago, when we were throwing that, you saw the ball was still checking up pretty early. We were still going pretty high. We moved back to that straighter shot that we were doing a few shots ago, but by moving back, opening up that ball speed a little bit more, just gives me a little bit more time to rotate through the swing. We picked up a few miles an hour. That's the difference between that ball going high and that ball on that shot, splitting the 8-9, banging out the 10. So, I mean, all together, you see that little changes independently of themselves from shot to shot, not a big difference, but what we've been able to do is we've been able to cover about 20 different boards on the approach. We've been able to cover about 10 different boards on the lane, all with the same bowling ball, all on the same pattern. So hopefully some of these tips and techniques can help you guys out as you want to get more competitive or improve your game or just become more versatile and more successful on the different shots and patterns that you bowl. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for checking out Real Experience Ball Reviews. Give us a like, subscribe to the video, check it out for more.